warning will take you back, but right now we've got a tornado warning that's in effect for Cleveland, Dallas, Grant, and Jefferson counties until 6:30 tonight. Meteorologist Nathan Scott is here with me tonight, and we're keeping an eye on a cell capable of producing a tornado that is right now currently in eastern Dallas County and will skirt across northern parts of Cleveland County into Jefferson County. Again, that's Cleveland, Dallas, Grant, and Jefferson counties till 6:30. This severe thunderstorm is capable of producing a tornado. It's located near Carthage. Here's Carthage, and this is the main area of concern with this particular cell, possibly producing a tornado. And again, we'll get you back to basketball as soon as this warning is cleared. But we've mentioned before that southeast and eastern Arkansas would be prime targets this afternoon and this evening. Let's put a little bit of a timing on it. Let's show you who's in fact in the path of this cell. Gum Springs 6:15, Rison 6:19, Mount Zion 6:24. You've got Watson Chapel, then eventually Pine Bluff down the road here 6:33, and this could produce a tornado. No confirmation yet, but we've got strong enough rotation. Let's take it to our velocity mode. This is our wind mode, and the area of concern is located near Princeton, Arkansas. Here's Highway 8. Here's Bunn and 229. It's this general area right here. We have seen a gradual uptick in rotation within this severe thunderstorm, and this area is also under severe thunderstorm warning, moving to the east at right now 55 miles per hour. These cells are moving very quickly. You won't have a whole lot of time to act. So hopefully east central and eastern Arkansas, you folks have had a chance to get your safe places ready to go. Again, this is a tornado warned storm that's in effect until 6:30 for Cleveland, Dallas, Grant, and Jefferson. Yes, Rison's in the path, and eventually Jefferson County, Pine Bluff, you'll be in the path of this particular cell. Nathan, if we can, let's go ahead and go over to our wind mode or en-route mode off of Storm Track 11. Roger, we want to show you what's going on here, and I'll bring Nathan into the picture. We know that we've got some strong winds, but Nathan, very strong rotation here located near Princeton, Arkansas currently.
The rotation tool definitely picking up on that rotation, Tom, just to the southeast of Princeton. And let me rewind this back here, just a few scans. You can see that really picked up. What you're watching is the green, and that green really shows up once it got just to the south of Princeton, and it continues to maintain that green. So it's telling us this storm is spinning like a top. It could produce a tornado at any moment. And now we're moving into the part of the state where it's not just going to be the potential of a quick, weak tornado, but it could be a strong tornado. It could be EF2 or greater. That's because the low-level jet is kicking into this part of the state, adding more fuel to the fire for these storms to really take off and go. So if you're watching us in Bunn, in Ivan, in Rison, you're under that tornado warning. You want to take your tornado precautions at this time. This is a dangerous storm racing its way off to the east-northeast, about 55 miles per hour. So go ahead and get to the lowest level of a sturdy structure, into your hallway, into your bathroom, into your closet. You want to separate yourself from the storm with as many interior walls as possible. Grab some pillows, grab some blankets, grab a mattress if you have time. This is Doppler radar indicated, but we're in a situation where these storms are starting to show rotation as they make their way into the eastern half of the state. If you're to the west of this line, you're done with the threat of severe weather. So you're done with the threat of severe weather in Clark County, in Hot Spring County, Garland County, in Saline County, you're done. Here in Pulaski County, we're done with the threat of severe weather. But I want you folks off to the east to certainly be on your guard, because that's where we've got the potential of damaging wind gusts, large hail, and tornadoes out there, probably until about 8 or 9 o'clock, Tom.
Yeah, and what's concerning is I was looking over at our wind mode, velocity mode. We're beginning to see that tighten up near Bunn, Arkansas. So stronger or tighter rotation, and there it is right there. So although we haven't had anything confirmed just yet, it's getting dark outside. We look at our en-route, and yeah, there's an area of concern of rotation near Bunn, Arkansas. And this is going to be moving to the east, affecting places like Rison, Arkansas, then upstream Jefferson County. We're talking about Pine Bluff, Arkansas. So we're in some populated areas. Got to be very careful with this as it continues to, again, track to the east, northeast at 55 miles per hour. These storms are moving very quickly, and these cells will start to develop in the most likely area of concern from here on out, probably for the next 6 o'clock, for the next couple of 3 hours, will be eastern and southeastern Arkansas. Grapevine, you've got some very strong wind gusts. Up here's Pine Bluff. If this storm box is, if the polygon is extended, it will include Pine Bluff down to Glendale and, of course, areas along 65. But right now, it's this area of concern near Bunn, Arkansas. Nathan.
We can go back over to Max 1. I put a track on there, and it took it outside of the tornado warning box. So if you are within this purple cone, that's basically where the highest probability of the rotation of this cell is going to make its way through. So like what we said, Bunn moving from Dallas County into northern parts of Cleveland County. It's going to be a very close call for you folks in Risen. I'm sure the tornado sirens are going off at this time. Then you get to the community of Stavs, Kedron, Randall, Pine Bergen, that's outside of the tornado warning, but then you see Pine Bluff, and if it holds together, it will be arriving in Pine Bluff around 6:37 because this cell is traveling its way off to the north and northeast about 55 miles per hour. We still have that rotation very close to Bunn at this time. I'm going to zoom in here, pick out some roads. There's Highway 167. We've got Gum Springs. We've got Canoe Landing. And then you get over to Highway 35. And moving to the east, we've got Highway 79, Highway 133. So if any of these highways sound familiar to you, you are in the path of danger where this cell is spinning like a top, and it could produce a tornado at any moment.
I'm getting some information from the Weather Service. Tornado watch has been canceled for Clark, Hot Spring, and Saline counties. Certainly some good news there, but now the attention is in east central, southeast, and south central Arkansas, and this is one cell that is maturing into a supercell and could possibly produce a tornado. So the tornado warning remains in effect. Let's take you to a broader area, a little bit more of a statewide preview there, Nathan, and give folks an idea as to who's in the clear, really west of Little Rock, west of 30 and 40. But this area now is beginning to come alive. Ashley County severe thunderstorm warning. We're keeping an eye on these cells. And this area here that's south of Star City near Fordyce and west of Monticello. But this is our strongest storm right now, and it does have places like Risen and Pine Bluff down the road. So get your area ready. I know that folks are getting home from work tonight here, 6 o'clock from Little Rock in Pine Bluff up toward the Whitehall area. Go ahead, make sure that things are ready to go. Instead of having dinner, let's get the kids. Let's make sure our safe place has everything we need. Got our phone, we've got a flashlight, we've got the phones are completely charged, and you can stream and watch us. We are going to involve our other platforms as well as the storms move to the east, so you can catch us on our app. You can catch us live streaming, Facebook and YouTube. Once again, here's the area of concern. There's the tornado warning, the polygon there. Movement is to the east. It's getting ready to cross over 67 167 is the area that may have the tornado. If you live in Staves and Risen is probably the next larger community that will be affected as this storm continues to the east, northeast at 55 miles per hour. Nathan is highlighting where we have the area of rotation along Highway 229 right here. Here's Bunn, Arkansas, south of Bunn. That's where we're finding the strongest area of spin with this particular supercell thunderstorm. Also some very strong winds, might even pick up a little hail with these storms as they move to the east.
And Tom, this thing is still showing rotation as it now makes its way right along the border of Dallas County, about to enter into Cleveland County in the next couple minutes or so. And again, it's Risen and Kedron are going to be the areas along with Oak Grove, Gum Springs, Highway 35. Nothing has been confirmed, but this is continuing to show rotation. This cell is spinning like a top. It's the only one that we're concerned about at this time in the THV 11 viewing area, because when we take a look at other warnings across the area, it's just pretty much that one, and then there's a severe thunderstorm warning down into Ashley County. But what we're concerned about is how much lightning this storm is producing, because that tells us that this is a very powerful updraft, or it's drawn in a lot of air, warm and humid air into the storm. The storm is building up into the atmosphere. It's running to a wind field to allow this storm to rotate, and this rotation could pick up as it makes its way off to the east, because the core of winds is now moving into southeast Arkansas as expected. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for
this is new.
Prairie County, Loudoun County, and Monroe counties, also Woodruff counties. That is for damaging winds.
Yeah. Again, we were talking about the biggest concern tonight between now and about 8, 9 o'clock when these storms move on through southeastern Arkansas. If you can pick us up in southeast Arkansas, then you're going to be under the gun here over the next couple of 3 hours. Anywhere you see these lightning bolts, that's where we have very strong thunderstorms. They're holding their strength and they're getting stronger in some cases. Again, I know that we've got March Madness tonight on THV 11 at CBS. As soon as this warning expires, we will take you to the game. There's some folks here that, a lot of folks here that we want to make sure are safe and know what is coming at them down the road. The box again, it does cover a good part of let's say Cleveland County, Jefferson County. We've also got, it looks like a part of Grant County as well within that tornado warned area. And here's our area of concern. I know you see a lot of colors on the map, those blues. We can see where there's areas of rotation. Little spot here that's closing in on 167. The line itself moving to the east, it's these cells within the line, these supercells developing that could contain the damaging wind and the potential for a tornado. A severe thunderstorm warning issued for Arkansas, Jefferson, Lone Oak, Monroe, and Prairie counties, Woodruff County as well till 7 o'clock. That's on the northern extent. That line on the northern extent has the capability of producing damaging wind and also some hail. Can't rule out a tornado. But there's our tornado warned storm. We're going to hold it here. We're going to be with it until it expires, and then we'll get you right back to March Madness.
Looking at the latest on Storm Track 11, Tom, as we take a look at the NROD tool, because this really shows where the rotation is. Once again, we're looking for that bullseye of green, and it has now since dissipated, faded away as it's made its way from Cleveland County, or excuse me, from Dallas County into Cleveland County. So that's some good news. Hopefully this is a sign that this may start to weaken somewhat, but we can't let our guard down because storms go through cycles, and they cycle up and they cycle down. So we could see that green gone right now, but it could come back in the next 5 minutes as it gets closer and closer to the city of Rison. So that is the big concern right now for the city of Rison. You've got a storm. It is rotating. That rotation has gone down somewhat, but still, once again, take your tornado precautions. Lowest level, sturdy structure, into your hallway, into your closet, into your bathroom. Put your shoes on, get a bicycle helmet or some sort of football helmet if you have time, and pillows, blankets, a mattress to protect yourself from any flying debris if this is in fact producing a tornado. We don't know at this time. When we take a look at the CC, is there something showing up here at this time?
Looks like
very
right
close
here,
to
very
Bun.
close. Yeah.
Once again, I'm going to go ahead and put on some more information here, and it might get a little confusing, but this really tells a story. So if you want to go back to Max 1, I'm going to take a look at this, Tom, and let you know what I find after I analyze this.
Yeah, let me go ahead and just mention once again, we realize that March Madness is on here in a few minutes. The games have not started yet. We're hopeful that the trend with this particular supercell will trend down or will cycle down. But the greatest area of concern now moving out of Grant County into Cleveland County and the area right here near Bunn, Arkansas, south of Bunn on 229. They're continuing the tornado warning. Looks like they've shaved it back. Now, Cleveland, Dallas, Grant, Jefferson County till 6:30. This severe thunderstorm still capable of producing a tornado in the area right here over 167. Some of the folks that will be affected in the next 20 to 30 minutes or so do include Rison, Staves, Arkansas, Pine Virgin, Arkansas, Randall, also Calmer, Arkansas. In and up the road, you get into Jefferson County, just south of the Pine Bluff area. For those of you that are asking questions, is this going to affect me in Pine Bluff? It could. You're on the, you're just on the outskirts here, west of Pine Bluff. Whitehall's to the north. That's where we're seeing this polygon. Nathan is putting a track on it for us. The winds, 620 Gum Springs, 625 Rison. We've got Friendship at 632 and Star City 643 on down the road. Here's Star City and here's Rison. Hopefully you folks have got your safe place, interior room or closet. Take a pillow with you, bicycle helmet. Make sure you've got something to cover up your head. Hey, I've got a bathroom. If it's interior bathroom, it's great. Some of you may have those old cast iron tubs. Perfect for getting in whenever you have an occasion like this. All right, let's go back to Nathan. Nathan, you have any more information about whether or not some of the wind fields you were looking at may have produced a tornado?
Tom, I've been analyzing the information, looking at the wind fields, and it looks like there may have been a brief touchdown very close to the border of Dallas County and into Cleveland County between Bunn and Ivan. Whether or not that was actually a tornadic debris signature, we just don't know, because it was there for one scan and now it has since disappeared over the past 5 minutes. But this is still showing rotation as it makes its way to the east, getting very close to Risen now. It's only about, when we take a look at the ruler, it is about 14 miles away from the city of Risen. And there you see right there, there's where Risen is, and it's 14 miles. That's the rotation we're watching. It's moving off to the east, northeast, about 60 miles per hour. So it doesn't give you a lot of time to really take action. So you want to go ahead and take your tornado precautions if you are within this warning, and then be prepared to take your tornado precautions into, I would say, northwest Lincoln County, around Yorktown, pretty close to Star City, into Terry, Hooker, Moscow, Grady, because this cell is likely going to maintain its strength. Whether or not it continues to show rotation, we can't answer that at this time, but it's running into a wind field that it could still certainly spin like a top. And this is still a Doppler radar indicated tornado warning according to the National Weather Service, but it's still concerning, Tom. It's still a dangerous storm.
Got some good news. Let me inform you folks. Jackson, Pulaski, and White County, you're out of the tornado watch. It has been canceled for you. So as soon as the main line of concern moves through your area, you will be out of danger. But right now it's eastern Arkansas and southeastern Arkansas, and until 6:30, the next 15 minutes, we've got that tornado warning. Here's the tornado watch. It just still shows Pulaski's within the watch, but Pulaski has now been removed. Jackson, Pulaski, and White counties have been taken out of the tornado watch. The line is moving through eastern Arkansas, still of some concern in southeast Arkansas. Folks, we'd like to see this get out of the way here in the next few minutes, as not to interrupt what's happening on CBS and THV 11. But as soon as this warning is lifted, hopefully it gets lifted, and we're hopeful that the storm shows some signs of winding down. But as it is currently, it's not, and it's holding steady. We're moving into places like Risen. Down the road, we've got Star City in Lincoln County. Pine Bluff, you're not far away. Go ahead and take your necessary precautions and get your safe place ready to go. Turn up the TV. You're hearing Nathan Scott, myself, and we're covering this tornado warned storm. One thing I want to mention is a lot of lightning. This thunderstorm continues to hold together, and these storms will continue to strengthen, especially south and east of where we have this tornado warning. And Nathan, are we looking at, we've got our velocity mode here. Not really seeing anything that tightly put together, but we still have some rotation right here along Highway 167, and that is just to the north of Ivan, Arkansas.
Looks like it has weakened somewhat, Tom, which again is some good news. When we take a look at Storm Track 11, we're still seeing just blue showing up. I'm not seeing any green, but if there's something happening at this time, there's most likely a wall cloud or a lowering of the cloud base in this part of Cleveland County. If it was daytime, you probably would be able to see this, but it is certainly less organized as it makes its way over Highway 167. Still making a beeline towards Risen. Don't let your guard down, Risen. Just because this is weakening does not mean, okay, it's safe to come out of your safe place just yet. Bear with us. The National Weather Service also is in agreement to say we are seeing some weakening, but we're still going to hang on to the tornado warning for now, because again, these storms go through cycles, and you don't want to be tricked thinking, oh, it's weakening, and then it strengthens again 5 minutes later. Right.
And that warning expires at 6:30. It's 6:16. The game is tipped off, and we do apologize. Sincerely apologize when we have a tornado warning. It's it's our responsibility to make sure these folks here in these counties get the necessary information about these tornado warnings. Within the next hour and a half, most of this activity will be out, and we'll get on with March Madness. We hope that this warning will be lifted at 6:30, and we'll keep an eye on it if it happens to spin up once again. Line of thunderstorms continues. Severe thunderstorm warnings to the north. Stuttgart is in that warning. We're keeping an eye on that cell. And now in Pine Bluff, very strong thunderstorm winds just to the west of you, Pine Bluff. But it's that area that we're talking about right here that is west of Risen over western parts of Cleveland County near Ivan, Arkansas. This area right here that is of biggest concern, because we're seeing storm spotters are now saying that they're seeing rotation within this thunderstorm. No touchdown, but rotation. So at any point in time, this could produce a tornado. There's the only tornado warning we have. It is for south central Arkansas. It does include Cleveland County and a little western part of Grant, Dallas County there. Severe thunderstorm warning canceled for Jackson County upstream. There's the warning for you.
And Tom, when we take a look at what's happening across southeast Arkansas, there is some good news because it's more of a messy situation. We've got lots of showers and storms all competing for the same type of environment or the same type of juice with the warm and humid air. This is good because storms like to be by themselves, especially supercells. They don't like to compete with other storms. So the more storms that we have developing in southeast Arkansas, that will lead to a potentially lower threat of tornadoes in this part of the state. So when we take a look at the radar, get off the winds here, and we're watching what's happening in southeast Arkansas. We've got still a few strong cells, one moving from Ashley County that will enter into Chico County and possibly Deshay County, another little nasty cell into Union County. That's not severe at this time, but it is lifting its way off to the northeast, and these are more just scattered heavy downpours through the rest of Lincoln County, extending through Drew County. A few cells looks like trying to develop right along the border of Deshay County and Arkansas County. Got to watch out for those.
Yeah,
but here's the back edge. So the back edge,
here. Good stuff.
Once that moves through, you're done.
Yeah, and the warning expires in 12 minutes. We'll keep it here until the Weather Service says, hey, we're going to go ahead and let it go. But 12 minutes at 6:30, if another tornado warning is not issued, we'll get you right back to NCAA basketball and March Madness. But for now, with that warning, again, folks that live in northern Cleveland County, here's Jefferson, Grant, and Dallas County. The storm is more now into northern Cleveland County. We've got places like Risen here. We've also got just up the road Pine Bluff and some smaller communities. Just as important as anyone else, we want to make sure that you are safe and prepared and know what's going on around you. Your safe spot, maybe it's an interior closet, maybe it's a bathroom, maybe you have storm shelter, an old root cellar. My grandmother had one of those, or had access to one of those. And you know what I'm talking about, folks, in this area. Make sure you're in your safe place and get the kids, make sure they've got their shoes on, a bike helmet. That's something to keep them protected. We have had some reports of rotation within this particular thunderstorm that could produce a tornado. And there you go, right there. This is the area that we're talking about. Here's Gum Springs, Oak Grove, here's Staves, Arkansas, along Highway 35. The center of circulation is right along Highway 167. And again, it's moving to the east-northeast at roughly 55 miles per hour. Still no sign from the Weather Service on whether or not they're going to end this, because there's still some pretty strong rotation within this thunderstorm.
Looking at more information, Tom, as we take a look at Storm Track 11, there's still a little bit of rotation there, but it's not as significant at what it once was about 5 minutes ago. When we take a look at the NROD tool, we're not seeing the green, we're still seeing some blue. So if there is something that's going to happen, it's going to be right where this bullseye of darker blue is going to be located, just due west of Risen. And this storm is going to get very close to Risen. Hopefully it stays in the clouds and does not produce anything, but this tornado warning remains in effect. This cell is still showing rotation. When we take a look at the spectrum width, or when we take a look at the winds within this storm, and the yellows show there's more chaotic flow, or more where the winds are going in all different directions. That is not the case at this time. So it definitely looks like there's been a significant weakening within this cell as it was closer to Bund. You see the yellows right there, and now we're seeing just a few more reds and blues showing up. So all indications are saying this cell is starting to weaken. Looks like it's starting to mix in with some other cells moving in from the south. Again, storms don't like to have competition when they try to become strong or severe. When you've got other cells merging, that typically weakens the stronger cell. So hopefully this is continuing to be a weakening trend.
Let's hope so. That warning will expire in roughly 8 minutes. Let's see, they're talking about one near Stuttgart now, has dramatically increased in intensity aloft, hail aloft likely, golf ball size. And we've talked about that one near Stuttgart. This may be our next cell that gets placed under a warning. We can't apologize enough, but when we have severe weather like this, it's you know, in the interest of the public to make sure they know what's could be coming at them. So folks, just bear with us. As soon as these tornado warnings expire, we'll get you back to NCAA basketball. Lots of wind with the system as well as it swings to the east. Tornado warning here, severe thunderstorm warning here, but we are keeping a close eye on the one cell that's near Stuttgart that is showing an uptick in some strong winds. And it's real easy to see that we do have some very strong wind gusts as that bow echo or that line of storms pushes to the east. There's also severe thunderstorm warnings to our south near Hamburg, Arkansas, Pine Bluff. Be on the guard there. Don't let your guard down, I should say, in Jefferson County, also in the Whitehall area. There's some good news west of this line. The severe weather threat dramatically drops off. In fact, Pulaski County has been removed from the tornado watch. All right, the tornado watch, Nathan, has been canceled for Dallas and Grant County. That is certainly some good news. So now it's pretty much Lincoln County, or Cleveland County, excuse me, and Jefferson County, Lincoln County, Star City. You would be next up with this cell.
The other concern, Tom, is the amount of rain some folks are getting. When we go back over to Max, look at all the flash flood warnings in effect, pretty much over all of central Arkansas, and now extending into Jefferson County, into Cleveland County, Dallas County, and Grant County. And those flash flood warnings go until about 10 o'clock for this evening. So do not drive through any floodwaters, but just use extreme caution out there through the course of the overnight, because smaller creeks and streams could be rising out of their banks. Low-lying areas, poor drainage areas could all see flash flooding concerns over the next few hours until this line moves out of the area. We're still watching that solid area of lightning and thunder. Now it's out of downtown Little Rock, but it is certainly rocking and rolling in Lonoke County, into Monroe County, Prairie counties, Jefferson County, down along the line, Cleveland County. Not as much into Calhoun counties, but we still have this cell that it still was showing rotation, and looks like they have decided to go ahead and expire that.
Yes. So with that being said, we know that we have more cells that could produce tornadoes. Let's stop right here. Let's go back to basketball, knowing that we might very well have to break in once again. So for Nathan Scott, I'm Tom Brannon. Let's take you to March Madness, and if we have more warnings, we'll break in.